like for a person. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Oh, hey. Hi, Josh. How are you? I'm going to talk about what you asked. That's great you're here. Hi, Matthew. It's that because I couldn't just have Janessa. Because it was taken. Rude. I'm good. How are you? Anyway. I'm good. What's up with you? Yeah. This is good, actually. Like, I don't think you were there Wednesday, but something came up and I was like, I have to go back to basics. Yeah, I have to go back to basics. I have to simplify it. I can get really tangential. That's like the best word to describe me. She's so tangential. Is that a word? Hi Alex, how are you doing? I look cozy. Cool. I'm doing the funniest thing to force myself to wear like more clothes in my closet. Like I've assigned things for every day. So on Saturdays we wear prints. Okay? If you guys want to join, you can. On Saturdays we wear prints. I don't care what color. It's a pattern, it's a print, it's something. That's what we do on Saturdays. Originally it was black, and then the person I'm doing it with was like, I don't want to wear black on Saturday. So it's prints. It's good though because it actually forces me into my closet, not just like grabbing the first thing that I see. Closets are a problem. You know, you go in there and you're like, I love this, but I don't know who wears this. I don't know what version of me ever wears this. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was trying to make up for. Ugh. Hi, Matili. Hi. Hi, Justin. Wednesdays are pink. Yeah. Do you guys want to know? Guys look better than girls, and I love a guy in pink. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Whenever a guy's in pink, I'm like, I don't know what it is, because like to me it does say, oh, he's not into stereotypes, like he's secure in his masculinity, like, and they also, like, guys just look good in pinks. They just do. Oh, like a dusty rose. But yeah, I need more pinks. You want the rundown? Okay, Saturdays are for prints. Sundays are for gray. And I know you're like, gray, but gray is my favorite color, okay? So don't come at me. Sundays are for gray. Because it's like cozy, it's cloudy, it's like Sundays. Mondays are for neutrals. I know you're like, but Monday is for neutrals, okay? We're starting off the week. Tuesdays are for red. Wednesdays are for pink. Thursdays are for green. Fridays are for blue. There you go. That's your week. You almost always wear black. I don't know what to tell you. Black, like, does black actually look good on you? That's my question. I've realized recently, like, I want to wear black. Black doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good on me. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. I love it. I think it's fun. I have like a uniform. Did anyone else? No. Most of you guys are guys aren't into this, right? Like, you're not into like color theory. To like, what's my season? That will drive you crazy. What's my season? Can you guys guess my season? Hey, Adam. Pastels for spring. Maybe you guys don't know. Spring is a warm skin tone. Spring and autumn are warm. Winter and summer are cool. But then it's like light or dark. And then there's variations within that. Am I getting a lot of rain? Not as much as I would like, if I'm being honest. I love the rain. I think it's rain. It's not raining right now. There was a night this week I woke up to like rain pounding on the roof. It was so romantic. What's going on with you guys? How's your Saturday so far? I feel very cozy. Summer is for white, cream, and tan colors, and black. Okay, okay. It's for white, cream, and tan colors. Yep. I get it. I get it. Those white pants. Those tan linen pants. Love a guy in a tan jacket. Ugh. Ugh. With some boat shoes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm like off on a little. Sorry. Yes, I agree. I just want summer to be here. Gonna go grocery shopping later, which sucks. Why does that suck? I love grocery shopping. Oh my god. Make it an adventure. Make it an adventure. Decide that like something exciting or dramatic or memorable is gonna happen at the grocery store. I'm really fun to go grocery shopping with. I get like excited about the products and I get excited about the copywriting because I'm like, what does that mean? Who decided to label? What does that mean? What's happening? What's happening here? I can't give you an example right now, but I'm really fun. Buy something you never buy. Look at a section of the store you never look at. Look at what people have in their carts and silently judge them. That's good. If this was like part of your movie, yeah, just make every moment a movie. This was part of your like amazing Emmy-winning TV show. and you're like the most charming, likable character on the planet. What's grocery shopping like? Oh, we're getting into it. Do I believe in the existence of the astral realm? Yeah. I don't know if it's really like, I don't know if it's really like a realm or a location. I wonder if it's just like a layer of consciousness that is kind of there, but like overlaid with more practical, hard, like heavier realms. Does that make any sense? So I kind of feel like it's always there. And that's why dreaming is possible. But yes, 100%, because enough people have trained themselves to astral travel that it's just like, okay, this is obviously a thing. It just is. What's the book? I forget. There was a really good book on astral travel, and I was really into it for a period of time. I think you really have to be dedicated, though. Or at least I was like, I don't know if I want this enough. Like, the way that it's normally taught is you have to, like, wake up at 4 a.m. You have to be, like, in a liminal space, right? But yeah, you can, I can't remember the name of the book. But yes, you can train yourself to astral travel. Is it different from lucid dreaming? I don't know. It seems like it is. It's interesting, like, the people who just fall into it, like, without meaning to. Do I dig multiverses? I dig them. I dig them. I think it's interesting that, like, all these concepts are kind of, like, more normal now, but yet we still just, like, go on with our day-to-day. Like, it's very weird. Like, you can astral travel, but we're like, yeah, but gotta get the kids up in the morning or something, you know? That's okay. Wednesday streams. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I'll do more during the week, depending. Hi, Jason. Hi, Louis. Wait, Lewis. I remember you. Hi, how are you? How's the cult's progress? Dude, like, we've already come up with a wardrobe, like a clothing system, so it's really coming along. Yeah. I don't know. What else does a cult need? Like, rules? Myth? Do we like an origin story? What do we need? We should collectively astral travel. Has anyone here done that? I just didn't. I don't know why I gave up. I just gave up. I was like, oh, it's there. Yeah, there was this book I read about this guy who basically, like, took a year to train himself to do it. And he gives workshops on it. He gives workshops and he's like, I can teach you how to do this in 3 days. So, I mean, it's not a bad investment. How do you stay positive when things get chaotic? Some people love chaos, for what it's worth. So there's something that like you make chaos mean that would have you go negative with it. You know what I mean? Like some people would be like, yes, let it, let it all, let it all crumble. And that would make them really excited and happy. But there's that to me sounds like you kind of think like chaos is dangerous. When things breaking apart can be really positive, actually. So that's how you stay positive, is like make the chaos mean something good. Like spring is chaotic. Spring is chaotic. It's like what's going on, and everything looks like broken down and dirty and muddy and filthy and rainy and wet and cold, but we know that like that's a good thing. We need that because it's about to get hot and we need all that moisture. So make the chaos good. Think of like, I don't know, think about like chaos monsters, like certain personalities, and it's so attractive. It's so fun. Like rule breakers, so fun, so fun, so fun. So that's what I would say. Sorry, I don't even remember who asked the question. Jason. That's what I would say. It's like, but you have choice. You have choice. You can embrace the chaos. If you're like, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, then you can also choose like, no, my life has like order. I choose to see the order in things. I choose like that things stay calm. You can choose that, and you can like, you stay calm. You can choose like, I'm gonna be what I want to see in the world. Everything's calm, everything's settled, everything's fine. You have options. You have choice. Hey Kamsi, thank you. Hey Gerald. Cold chef cookies. Yo, I make the best, like, I don't mean to brag, but I do always mean to brag. I make the best cookies, and the secret is brown butter. How do I not let toxic, annoying people affect your peace and happiness? Just decide they don't. But also if you get pissed off at them, like, cool. Who cares? You're allowed to. Like, at least for me, I think that like allowing myself to feel is part of what makes me feel sane and happy. Because I get to discover like different aspects of myself, and I get to kind of expand my version of myself. But just decide they don't. That's about them. It's not about you. Just decide like, nope, they can't get to me. Nothing's gonna take me down. Cookie cakes. Hey, Akumu? Hi. Lewis, I try to remember everyone. What's the subject of this live? I'm gonna do like manifesting 101, and I should probably get started soon. Let the chaos do its work. Yeah. Like if you think about it, everything is pretty chaotic all the time. All the time. But somehow it all works out. Like I always think about this in terms of driving. I'm like, there's so many opportunities for an accident. Like I don't want to like, all it takes is like one person slipping. And then when you think about like the number of drivers on the road, like the number of like possibilities for something to go wrong at any given moment is like insane. And yet most of the time there's kind of like this like protective netting where we all just like, I don't know, it just all kind of like works out seamlessly. So the chaos might not be the problem. It might be like you reacting to it, like freaking out, trying to control it. Yeah, chaos and order. Like, what if there's an order to the chaos? What if it's kind of seamless and it seems like blah, 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 but like, I don't know, you know? Look at nature. Isn't nature chaotic? But there seems to be this like divine symmetry and alignment to it. Okay. Someone asked me to talk about manifesting, which is a word I kind of skirt around, but is like in a very, very simple sense, like what I'm talking about all the time on this channel. But I want to do like a basics, back to basics talk about it from what I understand and what I've experienced and what I know about manifesting. So I never really got into law of attraction. Yeah, there's like lots of branches of this. I never got into law of attraction. I think it's just as well that I didn't, because it seems to have messed up a lot of people. Because I think what law of attraction actually is like you gotta be positive. I don't know why they, because it gets into like a weird like frequency and positivity and vibes, and I'm not saying that stuff isn't true or isn't there, but it is muddying the waters, and it makes you feel like something outside of yourself is controlling this and is like judging whether you are good enough, high vibe enough to get what you want. Also, it just doesn't make sense that you would need to be positive for good things to happen, because there's lots of like really, really, really terrible, toxic, negative people who get lots of good stuff. And I don't think they're like, it doesn't actually make sense. If you actually observe life, you're like, there's something missing there. So I more come from the school of law of assumption, which is do I come from? Yeah, I guess that's more what I align with, which is very Neville Goddard based, which is like whatever you assume to be true. And assumptions are kind of invisible. So what do you assume to be true? What do you expect? When you wake up in the morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what are you assuming all day long to be true? And that is you seamlessly manifesting. You're manifesting your whole entire existence. Every minute of every day, you're manifesting. Okay? But when people talk about manifesting, usually when they like look up videos or things like that, we think of it like, oh, I'm gonna like do a method, I'm gonna do a trick so that I can get something. Manifesting, like on a very superficial level, looks like doing some kind of spell to get something, whether it's like an SP, like a person, or like a lover or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a friend, or money or a job or whatever. We're like, yeah, I want something that I don't currently have, therefore I'm going to do a kind of spell and it's going to come into my life. That's what people like, that's the surface level of manifestation. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I'm going to talk about that. But I think ideally, once you start to get this, you're like, it becomes curious why you don't have the things that you want. And it starts to get deeper and deeper and deeper into self-concept, which is kind of like where I've taken this, but I'm going back. So let's talk about the superficial level of like doing methods to get things to come into your life, okay? And like assumptions and thoughts becoming things, what people even mean when it's like thoughts become things. So let's say you're trying to manifest an SP, okay? SP is like specific person. It could be someone you know, it could be someone that you don't know, that you just like want to pull in. Okay. You want to look at like this is what you want to do actually. You want to look at your current state now and like if it's something you want, treat it almost like a destiny. I know that sounds weird, but what if you were to treat this like a destiny that the only reason you want it is because like you're supposed to get it. You're supposed to get it. Like that's supposed to be you. So why aren't you there yet? Like why do you have to manifest? Why do you have to like intentionally manifest it? Why aren't you there yet? Why isn't that person in love with you? Why haven't you found them yet? Why are you even in the situation where you're like having to do this? That's a really like that's actually where you want to go to. Where most people go off the top is they're just like I'm just gonna like affirm. Sorry, there's so much to talk about. I'm just gonna like do a method and get them. I'm gonna get them. And they don't go to like the deeper layer of like, what if everything, like, don't you just want to be someone where like everything naturally flows to you? So you don't have to like do methods. Get it? But let's say you're doing a method and you've decided that the method you're going to do is like affirming, which is basically like, I'm going to imagine that I am the person in a relationship with that person that I'm trying to like get. What would I tell myself? What's an affirmation? What's like a phrase, a mantra, a thing that I could say? And this is the thing. We're not like doing it to get there. We're doing it to like call in the internal state of already being that person. Okay? So what would I tell myself naturally in like as natural a voice as possible that would make me feel like I was already that person, that reality was already true, that would make me assume it to be true, assume it to be real. Okay, so if it might not be like he's so obsessed with me or she's so obsessed with me or she's so in love with me, she's so in love with me. And also like listen to the way that you speak, like, or you're affirming. If it's like, I need this to be true, I need this to be true, I need this to be true, that's almost like, well, like who is the person who's like muttering that under their breath like a crazy person? It probably like feels very disempowering and very like clingy and scared and like you don't have it. So if you're the person who has it, where that's just true, wouldn't it feel like natural and like she's so in love with me. She's so in love with me. Wouldn't it be like calm? And it would just kind of come up like a bubble burst and you'd be like, yeah, she's so in love with me. Or we're so good together. Or whatever it is, but you really want it to be natural because the more natural it is, the more like your brain will kind of be like, oh yeah, okay. And you just want to stay there as much as possible. Manifesting is actually instantaneous because it's all you. It's like your state of being. But what I've experienced is that you need to like persist and continue because like you say it once. You only have to say it once. You only have to think it once. You only have to like decide it once. But typically, most people will start to doubt and go, but it's not here. But it's not here. But where is it? And the second that you're doing that, right? But guess what? You like perfectly manifested again, instantly, not being the one who has it. So the way I think of this almost is like, you know those like mazes with like a little steel ball. I was thinking of this analogy. Those little mazes with a steel ball, and you have to like tilt it. You know what I'm saying? And like you have to tilt it just right and like get it to go around the corners and all of that. Imagine manifesting like that. I really like visuals. So imagine manifesting like that. and like you're like, this is where we want to be, this is where we want to live, like all the time. This is also like, really think about this, really consider this. It's that like you want to have a natural like state of being that just like is where you live, like this is your new habitat now, like this is your mental space, your like sense of self, your sense of reality forever until you decide something else. Okay. So that's where we're trying to get to. We want to live there always, 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 always. And you've got this like little tilting maze, and every time we do the method, we visualize, we like decide it, we call it in, we're like tilting it so that the ball can go there. Okay? And every time you doubt it, we're tilting it back. And it goes like this and this and this and this. So the trick is like, you want to just keep tilting that until the ball can go. Okay? Just keep tilting it, just keep persisting and staying there. And what you will discover is that like it starts to become more and more natural the more that you remind yourself. When you first start doing this, it might seem crazy and ridiculous, but that's just because it's unfamiliar and your brain isn't used to thinking that way. But the more that you repeat it, the more plausible it becomes. It's like it's not that different from like first time you eat a food or first time you hear a song. You might not like it, and then the more you submerge yourself in that possibility, in that reality, in that self-concept, in that like in that relationship, in that kind of love, the more natural it feels, the more good it feels, the more like home it feels, the more like you it feels. So you just keep going back to it and back to it and back to it. And I would say that like for myself at least, sometimes intense feelings do come up. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Keep going. Like go through what comes up. And it doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel good. Okay? Sometimes it feels really, really, really shitty, and you keep going. You keep going because you have to get through that. And you don't judge yourself and you don't question it. You just keep going, and what will happen is like it starts to just be there for you. It just starts to be there for you. And yeah, you just keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You want to get it that it's your home. You want to do it for yourself. Eventually, you figure out that you were always doing it for yourself. You were always doing it because you deserve to feel good in your reality. That's where the like stupid law of attraction thing filters in. But you discover that like you just wanted to be that person that felt loved in that way, and you deserve to feel that. Like that's actually who you are. And you almost stop caring whether it shows up. If this doesn't happen, it's fine. But you almost stop caring because it's just like, because you have it. You just keep giving it to yourself and giving it to yourself and giving it to yourself and grounding it and tilting that little ball and just being like, this is where I live. This is who I am. This is where I live. This is who I am. They love me. They love me so much. 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 Whatever it is. If you're like trying to manifest money, why isn't that like, why don't you naturally live in a world where money is just like abundant? You can look at that. What are the limiting beliefs you have around that? What are you doing? What like little walls or barriers have you constructed that you don't just naturally have anything that you want automatically? But also you can just like affirm, okay, and like have it be natural, meaning like, yes, you can say like, I'm rich now, I'm rich now, I'm rich now, I'm rich now. Would you actually say that if you had the money? Does that actually sound like a version of you that you can like see? Because maybe it's like more gentle. Maybe it's like, money's not a problem. Where I feel like I don't know what it is, but you want it to sound in your voice. You want it to sound natural. You really want to imagine who is the version of me that just like, I got, like, if you want a specific amount, like, I got it. It showed up. It happened for me. What is the thought that person has? And the method, the affirmation or whatever, again, that's not the point. That is like a car, that is like a vehicle to keep landing you in the state of like, this is real, this is real, this is real, this is real. Your reality is based on your assumption on like what is real, what is true, on your awareness of what is true. So keep landing in the awareness that you want to inhabit. This is true. I have 100 grand in my account. I have it. I have it. And you just keep landing there. You just keep choosing that. You keep choosing that. You keep deciding this is who I am now. And it is really like, it does like feel like, this is why I think self-concept is so important, because essentially what you're doing, it's not about the thing. It's not about the thing. You're choosing a version of yourself that has it, because that's what you really want. There's something about having that allows, that gives you permission to experience a sense of yourself that you're completely entitled to and that you should feel naturally, automatically. So that feeling of like money is often tied up in and it's specific for everyone, but like often it's tied up in like feelings of freedom, feelings of power, feelings of like adequacy, feelings of like arrival, feelings of safety. You know, there's something that like you want to have like this sense of like, what is that? Who is that person who like suddenly wakes up and there's 100 grand in your account? If that were true, what would that allow you to feel? What would that give permission for? And you give that to yourself now by like saying the affirmation. I'm using affirmations because I feel like that's what's most popular. But for some people, visualization works really well. You don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to be perfect at any of these methods. Visualizing, it's whatever makes it feel real, like gives you the sense of reality, gives you the feeling. It's not an emotional feeling. It's like the feeling like, it's this like, this subtle, kind of gorgeous, sensory feeling that it's true. That is true, and you keep feeding that. You keep feeding that. So if visualization works really well for you, and there's just like a specific image, it's best to go simple and it's best to go natural. Natural. So it doesn't like, so you're not like working for it. It's just something that this is now normal for you. You're seeking normalcy. Like just the natural, like that's just who I am. In the same way that right now you wake up in your current reality and this is just who you are. This is just who you are. You're not like, I need to really feel like her. Like, imagine if someone were like, you need to really try to feel how you feel right now. It's just normal. So make that really familiar. Make that really natural and normal. And keep living there. Keep dropping into it. Keep dropping into it. Because chances are actually whatever it is that you want, I mean, think of this too, that is someone's normal. That is 100% someone's normal, where like they have the love of their life. That's just normal. They're not like, he loves me. Like, no, what's it like to actually wake up to the person who loves you next to you in bed? What's that actually like? And it's just normal. It's been like this for months or years or whatever it is. What are the thoughts that come? What's the feeling of that? What's the awareness of that? What's that like? And you become that version that is normal for. So visualization, there's also like the telephone method, which is essentially it's just like you can use visuals, you can use image, but you can also use like all of the senses, meaning like you can hear it, you can like hear someone telling you something, and again, just make it normal, make it normal, make it real. Like it's really happening, it's really happening, it's really happening. So you can hear someone say something. You can even like spy. You can like create images or like things where people are talking about you, because you're doing this already, by the way. Like you have imaginings of like what people might say about you in your absence. So you can create anything you want. You can have it like you're eavesdropping on a conversation and they're talking about you in some way, and you make it normal, you make it natural, you make it real, you make it real. You just keep thinking it until it feels as real as this thing right here. Okay, so like there's senses. There's also, I mean, yeah, I could go off on like, it's whatever drops you into that reality. There's also like inner conversations, which is basically just like you're talking to the person, or you're like talking to people as if it's true, as if like it's real, it's real. Your imagination is like begging for you to use it. You're using it all the time, but like, what if you actually were to use it for your benefit, for the things that you want, for the beingness that you actually want to choose voluntarily? Okay. There's probably other methods that don't get like weird about the moon water and CIA codes or whatever like that. Yeah. But also know that like bigger picture with manifesting, okay? Bigger picture, if everything is like what you assume it to be, and if you want to like do manifesting, you're already doing it, you're perfect at it, you're an expert at it. What you want to like lay a foundation of like, how is this going to be for me? Like already decide I'm really great at this, and it's really easy. It's really easy, it's really fun. This is not a form of like self-torture. This is not something that you need to get right. Otherwise you're like this is something that you naturally do and you have been doing your entire life, and it's entirely your right as a human being to do it. You do it perfectly every time, but now we're going to consciously do it. You want to make assumptions about like what the process is like for you. That it's easy, that it's fun, that it's light, that it's enjoyable. Like you can make all of those assumptions. And lastly, I would just say like disengage from out here, become more interested in your inner world than whatever is presenting out here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter. This is just like an old projection. It's an echo of things you've thought, things you've assumed in the past. So just keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Just keep feeding it. And see what happens. If also like, I don't know where you're at with this, if there's like a bit of disbelief, sometimes it's really, really good to play around with small things just to prove to yourself that like this is actually how things happen. This is actually already working. It could be like you decide that someone always wears a specific color, or you choose a specific word that you want someone to say, or you decide everyone loves doing the like, I get free coffee, or I get free stuff, or you can choose things that are like lighter, that you don't have so much like need for, like so much like urgency or panic for. Something that if you got it, you would be like, okay, something that actually like kind of feels in the realm of like possible, that you wouldn't be like, but it would prove to you like, oh, I'm really like, I'm powerful. This is true. This is real. And those are really good because it reminds you when doubt, if doubt creeps in, you go like, yeah, but I know this works. I know this works. I've experienced it. Yeah, within this world, like there's so much I could go into. I do also just want to say that like, yes, you can just like blindly like, I'm choosing it, I'm choosing it, I'm choosing it. do that, specifically like for love or for SPs or things like that, I think some people might say like, no, you don't have to look into this. You don't have to like go into like deeper meanings. I think that it's good to look at like, why don't I have this? Like, to look under the dirt and be like if your girlfriend broke up with you or something, like ask yourself why. Ask yourself why, like what assumptions do you have? Like those core feelings about who you are or what you deserve when it comes to love or life or happiness or whatever. Look at those. Forget the thing for a second. And if it's like, it might just be as simple as like, I don't deserve love. It might, and so instead of like trying to get them to come back, if you still have that and they come back, it might not stick around, right? So you're actually much better off like looking under the rocks and deciding, I'm just gonna leave them for a second and I'm just gonna decide that I deserve love. And I'm going to feel into that. I'm gonna drop the thing for a second and I'm gonna decide that like actually what I want most is just this feeling like when it comes to me, love works out. Or whatever it is for you. When it comes to me, money works out. I'm safe. I'm gonna, like, in a way, when you do that, you are choosing yourself over them, over the thing. And you always want to choose yourself. You come first. You matter most. And that makes you magnetic. Attractive, right? Yeah, it's already like 12:53, so. Hi, template. If there's like, I don't know if I've talked about this or not. If there's any pieces of that you guys would like me to go more into, this was like a very like broad strokes. If there's more pieces of that you guys would like me to go into, I can do like a whole video on it. Oh my God, my stomach. Hi, Justin. There's 2 Justins and there's 2 Jasons and there's 1 Lewis. Oh, maybe he already went. Hi, Titan. What manifesting do you journal? Okay, yeah, so you can just journal it. Those are like different methods that I haven't touched on, but I've done. And I could also talk about like things that I've actually manifested, or my own like personal experiences. So again, the method doesn't matter. It's just what drops, what feels good. Choose something that's like fun and enjoyable and feels good, because again, you always want to choose yourself. You want to choose yourself and you want to drop into like this being fun and easy and like it works for you. It works for you, okay? We're not taking our medicine with manifestation, okay? So journaling just means like writing, which can work for a lot of people because like there can be something very like clear and concise about getting their thoughts down on paper. So you can do it a few different ways. You can script. People like use the word scripting. I've actually like really messed around with writing in different ways. First of all, you can like write out a list and just be like, it's done. These are the things I want. I got them. And every time you think back to it, you go, I got it. I got my list. You can do it that because it's law of assumption. It's whatever you assume to be true. So you can just write it out one time. If that's not enough for you, you don't like that, you want to remind yourself, you can read over the list and tell yourself, yes, I have these things. I have these things now. Think of it like you're looking back 6 months from now and you're going, wow, I got it all. Wow, I really got I got all of it. I got all of it. You can also do it like, but again, you want it to feel natural. You can do it like you literally write a journal entry where it came true. You got it? What do you write? What do you say about it? You describe your day, you describe the experience, but make it true, make it natural, make it fun, make it fun, make it like creative and artistic. You can also just like write every single day. I have this. You can write your affirmations, you know, and I've done that too. I've like because I like writing scripts. I've like literally written scripts. Which you can do too. It's like visualization. I've literally written scripts. But yeah, you can use writing. You can use drawing. Like, guys, it's whatever like fires up this like beautiful imaginative force, you know? You can draw it. I had someone suggest this to me and I didn't get it at the time, but they were like draw yourself. Draw yourself out as you wish to be, or like draw the things that you want to get. Draw it, make it real, and like it. But it's whatever places you in that. It's whatever places you in that, and it's also whatever you tell yourself is gonna work. So that's why like the moon water. If you're like, yes, this works. If like putting cinnamon on a penny outside your front door, and you're like, yes, this will bring the money in. Sometimes doing rituals and spells like that do work because you like the ritual itself gives it this kind of like power, but you're the power. So whatever like feels good, and choose something and dedicate yourself to it. And if it's not working, like I really give yourself over to it. But kind of like use your intuition about what feels right. You'll debunk it. So what, you just don't, then why are you here if you don't think manifestation is real? I'm saying that like your whole reality is manifested. Like that's what people don't get when they're like, manifestation isn't real. I'm like, hi. You're the OG, Justin? Okay. Feels like lying to yourself? Like what? Okay. This is what like stops people usually at the beginning. They're like, no, but I have to be honest. You're already lying to yourself. Like what if this whole time you've been lying to yourself? Only people are like, no, this is the truth, okay? So the truth is, let me tell you the truth, honey, okay? Life is really hard. Life is really, really hard. And you're gonna have to make compromises. And you're not very good at this, and you're not very smart, and you're not very like whatever it is. What if those are the lies? And you've been lying to yourself this whole time? Like what if you get to determine what's true? Or what if you just freaking like leave truth for like someone else to deal with, and you're like, I don't care, I'm going to choose. My job here isn't to like figure out what's true. My job here is to choose, and I will choose selfishly, and I will choose boldly, and I will persist until it feels true, until it assumes the nature of truth. Want me to sing That's Delusion though? What if you're already delusional? You're already delusional. Like I'm just telling you, you are. You actually are. Like, And if that's your response, that's actually like great information, because it's proof that like you believing what you currently believe, you believe it because you think it's like keeping you safe. You think it's right. You think it's protecting you in some way. You think it's keeping the lights on in some way. So can you unravel that? Because that's typically what's happening, is people are choosing not what they want, what they think is right or is true or what they can get in order to survive, when like there's a lot of off menu stuff that you're allowed to choose, and the lights will still stay on. Test it out. Have fun with this. Have fun. Don't take it so seriously. Don't like worry about doing it wrong. Don't take it so seriously. Even like people are like, but that's delusional. It's like, who cares? Like, who cares? So what? Don't be realistic. You, in a world in which you could be like anything, so what? Like, you just start to see like, oh, it's just about choice. It's just about like, what do I want? Like right now, what do I want? And right now, what do I want? And right now, what do I want? Amazing Grace. I mean, sure, why not? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Their template. Titan, I guess I'm just like wondering, like, what are you fighting for? Like, why is it so important that you, yeah, like, why is it so important that you, like, that you're like, but it's this. Why is that so important for you? Thanks. Like, why do you feel the need to come on? I'm happy you're here, but like, what is it that, why are you arguing for limitation, to put it that way? Like, why does that matter for you? Let's say you're just like, nope, that's not true. Why is it important that, like, why is that important for you? Because you're bored. Oh, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go. Is there anything else that you guys want me to talk about? Isn't really that. Still, there's something that like you were like, no. It's really important that everyone knows that like you don't get what you want. Delusional thinking doesn't work. Yeah, thanks, Josh. If there's anything like I said, if there's anything you want me to go more into in depth, I'd enjoy that. Like, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Try it. Test it. If you're like, didn't work for me, doesn't mean it doesn't work. But that's like being like, no one can run a mile that fast or something like that. Are you sure? How can I figure out how someone feels about me? Should I ask it directly? I'm not good at social cues. I always find this like so funny. I mean, this is like a whole thing. Okay, I would guess you have a sense of how they feel about you. You already have a sense. You already have a sense, and you know what you want, and you're doubting yourself about whether it gets to be that easy. So you're like wavering a little bit because you're afraid to be wrong. You know what you think, like, you know what you think they actually feel, you know. But you can also just decide. You can decide how they feel about you. Because you're already doing it. You're already doing that with everyone, by the way. You're already putting thoughts in people's heads all the time. So give yourself the authority. You know how they feel about you. And make everything mean that. If they're mean to you, if they cuss you out, if they avoid you, just make it mean that. And also I would just, like, the social cues thing, I was like, that's an interesting assumption to have. I feel like more guys have that assumption than girls, and I've always been like, you know. You know. I would say, like, trust yourself. You're good at reading. So most humans are good at social cues. They just ignore it. Okay, Matthew. How to deal with intrusive thoughts. Yeah, I love this. Okay, you can also just, like I said, it's like intrusive thoughts don't mean anything unless you give them meaning, unless you give them power, unless you're like, oh no, I thought something. Oh no, like, don't you, like, you watch television, so you're like aware of certain things that aren't actually happening, obviously, and you're not like, oh no, I watched a television show about a group of 20-somethings living in New York. Now I'm going to have to like join a group, or I don't know, like, it doesn't mean anything unless you make it mean something. So your thoughts aren't you, and your thoughts don't like dictate your life necessarily. You can have that choice, that they just don't affect you. I think that's the best thing. Like, yep, I thought that, but I'm choosing this. That's all it is. You don't try to fight them. You just keep choosing. That's how you deal with them. You kind of like stop dealing. You just stop like dealing with them. You're like, not my problem. That's just weather. Like, that's just something that happens. I don't entertain them. I don't ask them in for a cup of tea. When the opposite happens, you give that good meeting, Alex. That can happen because sometimes, like, when we're manifesting something, like, the fear of not having it can spike, but it means that, like, you poked it, so that's a good thing. Super good. You keep going. You keep going. You look at the fear and you keep choosing. You just keep going. You give it good meaning, though. How do you remain faithful to the idea? Like, literally, how do you remain faithful in a relationship? You keep choosing it. You keep saying, I don't care. This is true now. I don't care what shows up. I don't care, like, in a relationship, right? I don't care how many hot girls there are. She's the one. I don't care what anyone else says. This is what's true now. Faith is a choice. And once it starts to show up, then, like, you'll be like, Mom, there you go. Sorry. Oh, again, this song. Yeah, Justin, did I answer that correctly? Hi, Alvaro. My voice actor. I've done voice. Choose one. Manifest a dream. They're both. Like, would you answer? Given the option, would you manifest a dream? Like buying a specific car or actively taking steps, like gathering money for the car? Choose one. I would just manifest a car. But again, it's like what feels natural or possible. And actually, like I like that you were like, choose one. Like, the experience of buying a car outright might feel better for someone, because that's like such a power move, like, my car. So that's just it. It's like, you get to choose. I would just manifest a car. There you go. That's my answer. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Yeah. I just want to remind you that, like, you're in control and you're powerful and you're beautiful and you're sexy and you're hot and you're attractive and you're desirable, and everything is working out for you. Even if you think it isn't, it's working out for you, because that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. You're meant to get good things. You're meant to have a beautiful life. And it's all happening. I love you so much. I go live on Wednesday nights at 7 Eastern time or Saturdays at noon. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.